prompt I'm using today is I Will Fight For. This little girl I did years ago. These little girls came to me during a time I was kind of remembering not great stuff from growing up, and that these little girls can be brave and courageous, and so can I, because I kind of was when I was little and I didn't know it, but now I do. I'm going to use that one, and I have my art book, my art journal, and I have my page prepped. The background I'll be using for this page is from the lesson Texture Techniques with Acrylic Paints, which was my last video, and I will have that linked for you. So if I put her here, I can kind of get an idea of how dark that background is going to be, or maybe how light I want it to be. So I'm going to use this scrap first, and what I'll do is I'll just tear the painted part off of here. And I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to add some Mod Podge to the page right here. And I will put a little layer on top. I like to start from the middle and work out. Okay, so now I'm going to put her back on here. And I want room to think of the things that I want to fight for. Sometimes in my art journal, I would just put art. Sometimes I will leave room for actual journaling. I am going to use this tape. And I like this pink section right here, so I'm going to cut that. And it is sticky on the back, but I am going to add some Mod Podge to it. I'm going to put it right here. And because it's packing tape, it's going to be shiny on here, so I'm going to add the Mod Podge on top, and that will take down some of that gloss. I'm going to continue adding more of this paper. I'm going to tear another little piece off here, add it right here. I'm going to start from the middle, work my way out, add some Mod Podge to that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trusty Artist Loft soft body white paint. I'm going to go over what I've just put on here. If I think I've done a little too much paint, I'll come back with my paper towel and kind of wipe that off. And I'm using a dry brush again. And then what I will do is I'm going to come over this and add more tissue. Now, why do I do this? Why do I not just use one piece of tissue paper? Well, let me tell you. It adds so much depth and dimension when you layer like this. No, I did not wash out my brush. I just kept putting it back into the paint and the Mod Podge. And you're going to see little spots come through that you really like. Like I really like this. I might take my paper towel, take some of it off here. I think I'm going to add out of this one, I'm going to tear off and maybe add a little bit on this side that's darker. As I'm doing this, I start thinking about this prompt. What am I fighting for? Is it a fight, or is it something I feel like I just need to stand up for right now? Is it something I need to remind myself of right now? Well, that is going to be different for everybody. I'm going to add some white down here just to even out the page a little bit. Okay, there it is. I really like that a lot. So now the next part is I'm going to put this down and I'm going to think of 2 or 3 things, or just one thing right now that I'm working on. And I hope you are able to do the same. All right, I want this to stand out a little bit. So one thing you can do is take an ink pad and rub it on the edges like that. So it kind of frames it a little bit. The other thing you can do is take a little bit of this ink, put it on your paper towel, dab that in there. And I like that too. I like that a lot. And then I'm going to add take my pink. I think I'm just going to add a little pink right here. Put some Mod Podge on it. That there. Don't be like me and not wait for this to dry because it will smear. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it like this. Yep, I like that. All right, I'm gonna go take my craft dryer and I'm gonna dry this really, really well. Here's something I want to fight for, and that is to remember joy. So what I'm going to do is take this out of a dictionary I have. It has the word remember. And I like this part here. And then I took out this page that has the word joy. And tear this off. I'm going to add the ink to the paper towel and put my dictionary pages into the ink. And the reason I'm using the paper towel is, number one, you're not going to use as much ink as if you put it onto a little dish and dip it in. And number two, I'm afraid the paper will soak up the ink so much that it'll cover up the words. Use Mod Podge, you can use a glue stick, you can use our glitter glue. I'm just using the Mod Podge because that's what I have out from doing the collage part. I'm going to add the word joy. There we go. I am thinking joy is a good thing to remember in the middle of all the hard stuff. Not that it's a fake joy or I'm putting on Pollyanna glasses. It's just good to remember things that bring you joy. The last thing I'm going to add are my doodles, and I'm using my Sharpie S gel. I'd like to go around and make little doodles, little hills or half circles, or sometimes I'll make it go off into a vine. Then what I'll do is I'll go back and I'm gonna color in some of these with my pastels. And then I'm gonna look for a pink marker. See if I can't add a little bit of pink to bring that out. Let's keep doodling. I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish this page up. So friends, I hope you're having fun with this today and you're just giving yourself some time and thinking good thoughts and what you want to stay focused on as you doodle and color in. And don't forget, like and subscribe to this channel, and we will keep going and having more fun prompts together. Stay tuned.